What's up, family? It's your boy Bam Bam Bellion. Let's talk about what's up, what's happening, and what's going on. Shouts out to the Four Corners. Welcome to the What's Going On show, 10 toes on 10 foes.
It's your boy JB, and we cruising through the east. Sidewise, 10-4. What's going on? Everybody, what's going on? What's going on? What's California? Leave a comment in the section, we can have a conversation. Talk about what's going on. It's your boy JB, and we cruising through the east. Sidewise, what's going on? Every day we in the streets trying to bring about peace. Let's try and see what's going on in East Side.
Watch California.
It's your boy JB. We cruising through the east. Sidewise. 10-4. What's going on? Everybody, what's going on? What's going on? Watch California. Leave a comment in the section, we can have a conversation. Talk about what's going on. It's your boy JB. 10-4, block, R. What's going on?
Barely standing about to go to pieces, screaming peace. I pray for them. I pray a no T for this world. East Side R's 104 life. Wake up, Watts.
What's happening, family? What's going on? How everybody feeling out there? You back in here with your boy Bam Bam Bellion, one of Watts' three sons. Giving all praises to the Most High God for the opportunity, putting the air in my lungs, the words in my mouth, chiming back in with my loved ones. Shouts out to all four corners. Shouts out to all the brothers out there putting in that work, doing their part to try to make this world that they're going to leave their kids in one day a little bit better. Just a little bit. Shouts out to all my loved ones, man. We up in here though, dog. We up in here. We picking up where we left off at. Y'all already know what's up. Dealing with the we matching up the fingerprints, ladies and gentlemen. We matching up the fingerprint. Tell me, how much does one United Snakes of Amnesia match the 7 things that God hates? How much have they been matching the 7 things that God hates for many, many years now? Y'all already know. Y'all already know. But shouts out to my loved ones. Because according to my calculations, what I understand, this orange bastard right here, man, he filling out all 7 right now. Lord said 6 things that he hate. The 7th is an abomination. Proud look, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, minds that study thinking about another wicked way to hurt somebody. Be quick to run to mischief, a false witness, breathing lies, and one who sows discourse amongst brethren. That's just 24 and more. 424 and more. With that being said, we up in here, man, and we're about to get off into it. We're going to pick up right where we left off at. And if y'all don't know where we left off, you can just pull it up right now this minute and make sure y'all know right now this minute.
About 10 days after 9/11, I went through the Pentagon and I saw Secretary Rumsfeld, and one of the generals called me in. He said, "Sir, you got to come in and talk to me a second." I said, "Well, you're too busy." He said, No. He says, "We've made the decision. We're going to war with Iraq." I said, "We're going to war with Iraq? Why?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "I guess."
And the crowd erupts in laughter because all these devils know is war, because their blessing is the sword.
Guess they don't know what else to do. I said, "Well, did they find some information connecting Saddam to Al-Qaeda?" He said, No. He says, "There's nothing new that way. They just made the decision to go to war with Iraq." He said, "I guess it's like we don't know what to do about terrorists, but we got a good military and we can take down governments. So I came back to see him a few weeks later, and by that time we were bombing in Afghanistan. I said, are we still going to war with Iraq? And he said, oh, it's worse than that. He said, I just got this down from upstairs, meaning the Secretary of Defense's office today, and he said, this is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran. I said, is it classified? He said, yes, sir. I said, well, don't show it to me.
Just like that, right? Just like that. Y'all heard the man. Y'all know the thrill.
We should have
Y'all know
never
the drill, should I
been
say.
in Iraq. We have destabilized.
This devil get to lying. Y'all know he's going to do. He's going to get off into it and keep on going.
The Middle East.
Wow. What a smart, reasonable man. Let's see what more he has to say.
The war in Iraq, we spent $2 trillion, thousands of lives. We don't even have it. Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and he's ineffective. So the only way he figures that he's going to get reelected, and as sure as you're sitting there, is to start a war with Iran. Great nations do not want to fight endless wars. They lied. Okay. They said there were weapons of mass destruction. There were none, and they knew there were none. There were no weapons of mass destruction.
Okay, so I'm seeing an anti-war, against foreign intervention, a man who funds himself. This seems like a very good president. Now, this was many, many years ago, but surely this man who seems to be intellectual, smart, reasonable, surely he didn't just switch up on his sentiments, right?
I'm going to bomb the out of them. It's true. I don't care.
And this had to be done. They were very close to a nuclear weapon. The regime already had missiles capable of hitting Europe and our bases, both local and overseas, and would soon have had missiles capable of reaching our beautiful America.
Never mind.
For decades.
Like I said, my master hate a proud look, a lion tongue. Hands that shed innocent blood. Now we all are aware of these devils and what they doing in the world right now, man. If you ain't aware of these devils and what they doing in the world right now, you just blind. Or maybe you're fully aware, you just don't care. That's all good too. But I'll be the first one to inform you, my master cares. These things wouldn't have been written down if he didn't. This devil fits all 7 of the things the most God say he hates. The 6 things that he hates, and the 7th is an abomination, making this orange motherfucker an abomination. But you know he's rich. When somebody's rich, they can't do nothing but be proud. He's proud. You heard all the crap he just said about Iraq? He's doing the exact same thing in Iran. You see, they proud. Look at this devil. Look at that proud look. They're actually proud about this crap. They think it's the right thing to do. Lying, shedding innocent blood, almost 200 little girls in the first day. Not to mention all the other Iranians that are innocent that are losing their lives right now because of these devils attacking ancient Persia. But look, they proud of this. This is Iraq. They proud of what they did. Almost 1 million casualties. What you think the percentage of them was civilians? What do you think? Look at the before and after. Iraq, Syria, Gaza, Afghanistan. Ain't that what the other dude just said? This was the plan? Ain't that what they said? And man, Libya, my God, man. Best, most well-to-do nation in Africa. Tore it down, man. Tore it up.
It had been the policy.
Sad but true. We dealing with some real wicked people, man, in this world, man. And I'm just keeping it 400. People can say what they want, man. They believe in this crap. They think it was there. They think it was the right thing to do. You understand? Look. Libya before, quote unquote, freedom, and Libya after, quote unquote, freedom. Libya before NATO, Libya after NATO. How could you hate somebody so much, man, that they never did nothing to you? America can't say that Gaddafi ever attacked them. But you know what they can say? They can say that he tried his best to help black folk in America. One of the only heads of a nation that ever did so. I got some real good stuff coming down, man, on everything, some real good stuff. Like I said, man, our boy. Show me a head of another African nation that gave a damn about black people. Peace be up on Kwame Nkrumah. Peace be up on Patrice Lumumba. You understand? But man, this was actually our brother.
Like in Qatar, the Arab League wasn't ready for what came next. March 30th, 2009. At an Arab League summit in Qatar, Libya's Muammar Gaddafi erupted. Facing Saudi Arabia's King Abdullah, he thundered, "You were created by Britain, protected by America. The lie stands behind you, and the grave stands before you." Gasps followed. His mic was cut.
They was the first Ishmaelites to get into bed with the devil. The very first. This is what led to this craziness, man, that we dealing with. This is how we came about. This is how it came about. First things first, we got to get rid of this Gaddafi. He's trying to unite the currency and help them Negroes. Now here it is. Africa is coming up out of its slumber anyway. Nations over there kicking out the previous colonizers left and right all day, as it should be. Like Marcus Garvey said, Africa for the Africans. No, they love to kick off these wars, man. Wars and rumors of wars. But the question as it always is, how well are they doing in these wars? Because my mama, Vietnam, Korea, Afghanistan, Iraq, losing left and right. But is it stopping the devil? No, because he's attacking the earth with great wrath because he knows he only has a little time on Dulo. But tell me, how well is the United Snakes doing over there? How well are they doing over there? There's only one way to find out, ladies and gentlemen. Let's listen to the
caused extensive damage to a majority of the U.S. military sites in the region. Precise Iranian missile and drone strikes, aided by sophisticated Chinese technology, hitting some of America's most crucial military assets in the Middle East. The extent of the damage unknown until now. Our Tamara Kablawi is out front.
Camp Buehring, Kuwait. American soldiers enjoying a karaoke night at one of the biggest U.S. military hubs in the Gulf. That was then. This is now. A once bustling American microcity in the desert, nearly empty and heavily damaged after a weeks-long barrage of Iranian missiles and drones. One of many U.S. military facilities in the oil-rich Arabian Peninsula, targeted by Iran even as the U.S. and Israel pummeled the Islamic Republic's large arsenal. So what impact have Iran's strikes had on America's footprint in the Middle East? A CNN investigation found evidence of unprecedented destruction. We can reveal that strikes damaged at least 16 U.S. installations across 8 countries.
And you see, the United States is never honest about the real damage that the nation is taking. They never honest. The war will be 5 or 10 years over before you start getting the actual truth of what was taking place. It always go that way.
According to our analysis and sourcing, that's the majority of American military positions in the region, and some of them are virtually unusable now. A U.S. source familiar with the situation told us that they'd never seen anything like this at American bases, that these were rapid, targeted strikes using advanced technology. Iran's main targets? Multi-million-dollar aircraft, like this Boeing E-3 Sentry, which gave the U.S. a huge amount of visibility over the Gulf.
Not anymore.
It's out of production, and in today's money, it's worth nearly $500 million. Critical communications equipment. Look at these giant golf balls.
Look at them.
They're known as radomes, and they protect satellite dishes vital for data transmission. In this base alone, Iran destroyed all but one of the radomes less than a month into the war.
Less than a month into the war, Persia is not playing. They've been prepping for this for decades. They knew just what they was going to hit and just how. If y'all remember, in the very beginning, they hit like 6 military bases in 10 minutes, dog. Has that ever been done in the history of the world?
And crucially, radar systems. Highly sophisticated, expensive, difficult to replace, and critical to air defense. A second U.S. source, this one a congressional aide familiar with damage assessments, described these as the most cost-effective of the targets. Our radar systems, they said, are our most expensive and our most limited resource in the region.
For U.S. allies in the region, there's a dilemma. In some ways, Iran's show of force makes the U.S.'s presence in the region even more necessary to Gulf security. But there's a new reality here, which is that U.S. military installations, previously seen as formidable fortresses, have turned into sitting targets.
Sitting targets. Because everything America has built up militarily, they built it up to fight against Russia. They thought they was going to be doing naval battles, air-to-air combat battles, stuff like that. They didn't prep for what they're dealing with Iran. That's why Trump punk ass was just in China trying to get China to, hey, why don't y'all stop supporting Iran so we can go on and fuck over them, They're not Asians. They're not? Iran is Western Asia, my dear boy.
As a Saudi source told me, the war has shown Saudi Arabia, that's the U.S.'s longest-standing Arab ally, that the alliance with the U.S. cannot be exclusive, and it is not, in their words, impregnable.
Shaky ass Saudi Arabia. I think, man, the oldest ally of the United Snakes of Amnesia in the so-called Middle East, which ain't nothing but Western Asia. There's no such fucking thing as the Middle East. Where the fuck is the Middle West? I think they're gonna be the first one to really bail. I think the petrodollar is gonna plummet, and I think we're gonna start seeing Jacob's troubles over here.
To get a sense of just how vulnerable U.S. facilities have become, have a look at this. It's the war room at Qatar's El Udeid Air Base, the theater command and control hub for U.S. air power across 21 nations. Struck not just once, but twice, and according to a U.S. source, causing significant damage. The base had been largely evacuated at this point, and no casualties were reported. Iran's visibility over its targets has never been clearer. In 2024, according to the Financial Times, Tehran secretly acquired a Chinese satellite, known as the TEE-01B, a massive upgrade from its own satellites. That means that Tehran went from looking at images of this quality to this. This is the first time America has fought an adversary with satellites that capture high-res imagery almost.
That's why Trump was over in China kissing ass. Please stop helping them.
as detailed as its own. As the scale of the damage comes into focus, many will wonder whether America's presence, once a protective shield in the Middle East, has turned into its Achilles heel.
Y'all think this is something? Wait till y'all see Yahweh Shah. Wait till he get back. The whole world gonna try to fight him. He gonna smite the corners of Moab, who y'all call the Chinese, on record.
Responding to our findings, a Pentagon official said that the Defense Department does not discuss damage assessments, but that U.S. forces remain fully operational with the same readiness and combat effectiveness. We also understand from our sources that the vast majority of U.S. troops evacuated their positions in the Middle East, with many working from the relative safety of hotels and apartments in the Arabian Peninsula.
What stands out to you about all this?
Well, Aaron, what's interesting is that the U.S. intercept rate is likely somewhere in the 95% level right now. These look predominantly like drone strikes. That's our assessment, the Shaheeds that did this rather than Iranian ballistic missiles. But it does show if the intercept rate is somewhere around the 95% level, that 5% or so are getting through and they are having damage. So.
And for the record, for all of y'all that don't know what's happening and what's going on, the United Snakes of Amnesia have done tests to see if they could defend the mainland from a hypersonic ballistic missile. All the tests fail. Keep that in mind.
The system that the U.S. has in place is not foolproof. It's very good, but it's not foolproof.
It's not foolproof. And Iran been studying it. Why would they overload the radar and the defensive airstrike, the defensive air defense, they overload it with drones, very cheap drones. And while they shooting all those down, the missiles come behind the drone. Boom, 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 boom. Just like that, dog. It's just like that.
And I would just say, sort of big picture, of your shift to the Indo-Pacific with the PLA, the Chinese People's Liberation Army Rocket Force, U.S. bases across the region, Japan, Philippines, and other places, are going to be at much more severe danger than what we're seeing now in the Middle East.
You damn right, for siding with the devil. Same thing with Saddam. He sided with the devil. Look what happened to him. Saudi Arabia, y'all time is coming. Watch what I tell you. You're going to mess around and you're going to have all the Arab nations going to start turning on each other, dude. I know they got their Shia and Sunni situation going on. That might be the dividing line. Because the Saudi Arabia and the other nations that are allies with the United Snakes of Amnesia is starting to trip on the Pakistanis. You know what I'm saying? You think Pakistan care? They're nuclear. Come on with that. That's like, come on with that shit.
Yeah, absolutely. And then when you talk about with the damage done by the drones, right, that the missile interceptor rate may be, exceptional. 5% can cause huge damage, but then there's the drones. You have done incredible reporting, you and all of CSIS, on the depletion of U.S. Offensive capabilities, missile inventories specifically as well. Trump was asked about that earlier today. Seth, I wanted to play part of what he said.
All over the world we have inventory, and we can take that if we need it. But all over the world we have tremendous amounts of inventory, the best. For instance, we're stocked and locked and loaded. Right now, we have more than double what we had when this started.
More than double what we had when this started, and tremendous.
Shut up, bitch! Shut up, bitch! Shut up, bitch!
This amounts of inventory. I mean, what do you even make of such comments? Obviously false when it comes to things like Tomahawks, but what do you make overall?
Well, I think what's important is that not all missiles are created equal. I mean, one of the advantages the U.S. had over time in Iran was that it had air dominance. It could use short-range missiles like Joint Direct Attack Munitions, or JDAMs. The problem that the U.S. has in the Pacific right now is it's going to have to use long-range missiles because the Chinese have such extensive capabilities to hit targets in what we call the first and second island chains, like out to Guam. And there, the U.S. stockpiles of long-range munitions, like Tomahawks, like JASSMs, like long-range anti-ship missiles, LRASMs, they are in very limited supply right now, and the same thing with the interceptors. So what really matters in this discussion is not missiles per se. It's not helpful to talk about missiles in general. It's the missiles you need to deter in specific situations.
Which I think is just so crucial, and what you lay out there is so important. And it's important for Americans to understand all of this and the truth. Obviously, what he said there is at best extremely misleading about something so important for national security. He also talked today, Seth, about something about Iran, right? What does Iran really have left? Okay, the military. And he was very specific. Here he is.
We get the radical left to say, we're not winning. We're not winning. They don't have any military left. It's unbelievable. It's actually, I believe it's treasonous. Okay, you want to know the truth? It's treasonous.
Shut up, bitch! Shut up, bitch! You dumb son of a bitch!
And he said that Iran they've got nothing left. Okay, you've looked specifically at that, and you found that Iran does still have a lot left when you look at drones, you look at missile launchers.
Bro, he blowing shit up over there.
Yeah, Aaron, I mean, look, there's no question, first of all, that Iran has its capabilities across the boards are degraded. The video you showed of U.S. bases.
Who believes this shit, dog? Who's honestly listening to these motherfuckers?
Shut up, Meg.
You just shut the fuck up. Nobody buys that shit. No, and look, if they're depleted, they're so depleted, how they still launching attacks against bases and shit? Look, y'all trying to convince people. Look, I know most people in America are sheep and don't think at all, but y'all need to try to run this garbage on somebody else. Ain't nobody buying this shit, dog. But hey, let's keep it 400. Like this show is about matching up the United Snakes of Amnesia with and showing people how they fit the 6 things God hate in the 7 that's an abomination like a goddamn glove, dog on record. Let's check it out. Look at that.
In Iran, Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei was killed in airstrikes. In Venezuela, America captured President Maduro. In Iraq, Saddam Hussein was wiped out for his oil reserves. In
Hey, Saddam, you know, that's getting in the bed with the devil.
Afghanistan, the U.S. trained the locals to fight Russians until locals became the enemies. In Pakistan, Prime Minister Zulfikar Ali Bhutto was executed after a military coup for establishing Islamic unity.
Listen.
In Libya, Gaddafi was executed after ditching the U.S. dollar.
He just tried to, you know, have Africa to have its own currency and back the currency with the minerals that's in the land of Africa. And Africa got more minerals probably than any continent on the planet.
In Congo, Prime Minister Lumumba was executed.
The shit they did to Lumumba, bro. If y'all not up on what the Belgians did, they got the video of the Belgian officer, the special police or whatever the fuck he was. Like he was like the version of their CIA, where they was discussing Patrice Lumumba. The devil went in his pocket, pulled a handkerchief out, and had Patrice Lumumba's teeth in his pocket. This was all that was left of him, dog. The family had to. That's the only thing they was able to bury, man. These people, the goddamn devil the Bible speak of on record.
Executed for nationalizing uranium. In Ghana, President Kwame was exiled for cutting off Western banks.
My brother Kwame Nkrumah, man, peace be upon him. My son's namesake.
In Guatemala, President Arbenz was removed for imposing taxes on American farms.
All he wanted to do was tax the foreigners that was in his country growing shit. What's wrong with that? If guaranteed, look, China's buying up farmland in America like it ain't, like it's the thing to do, like hotcakes, paying big money for it too. You think America ain't finna figure out a way to tax them for that? What do you think all these tariffs is about? It's not okay for me to tax you for you to do business in my nation? These people are goddamn devil.
In Cuba, Che Guevara was captured and executed for his socialist policies. In Grenada, General Hudson was captured and given a life sentence for aligning with Russia.
Given a life sentence just for allying with another foreign country. It's your decision who the fuck our friends is. It's your decision who we do business with, right? Bullies.
In Chile, President Salvador was overthrown for nationalizing copper.
And don't forget about my man Allende and what they did to him. The CIA, criminals in action. Those whose job is to conduct to conduct criminal activity in the name of America, criminal activity in the name of the United Snakes of Amnesia. That's who did all of this, dog.
Is America still the hero or just the most powerful villain?
Shut up, bitch! You dumb son of a bitch!
Hell no, they not the goddamn hero.
Obviously, Trump doesn't care about what happens to you guys at all.
To what extent are Americans' financial situation?
Listen very closely. If you haven't heard this, you need to listen very closely. Listen to this dog and what he really think about him. America first, and we're going to make America great again. When the fuck was this country ever great? Honest to God, when? What have they ever done on the world stage that was a great thing, that benefited the world, on the entire earth? They're in the position to do so, just like Rome was. But what the fuck did Rome do? The terrible beast that devoured its enemies and stomped the residue. These are the babies. These are the children of Rome. The old virgin daughter of Babylon who ought to be destroyed.
Motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. I don't think about Americans' financial situation. I don't think about anybody.
Not even a consideration.
I don't think about America's financial situation. I don't even, it's the last thing on his mind. But he's speaking honestly about how the rich and the elite in the United Snakes of Amnesia really feel about the regular everyday people. And that's the everyday, white folks and their own people. So of course they really don't give a fuck about us. They really don't give a fuck about the Negroes.
Donors are 1 billion times more important than you guys. Coffee's gone up 19%. Vegetables overall have gone up 12%. Tomatoes in particular have gone up 40%.
The largest factor contributing to current inflation is, of course, the war against Iran. And
you better know it. They shut down the Strait of Hormuz. If America's so powerful, why they haven't pushed that open and told everybody, man, come on in here? They can't tell y'all. Now, look, we said you can come in here. It's not going to happen, dog. One thing about picking on a people, Study poking a person in the shoulder. I bet you ain't gonna do nothing. I bet you ain't gonna do nothing. I bet you ain't gonna do nothing. That's exactly how they treat us. Bet you ain't gonna do nothing. Bet you ain't gonna do nothing. But y'all don't understand. He that killeth with the sword must be killed by the sword. This is the patience and the faith of the saints. We are the saints. Because they've been poking us. They've been poking us for centuries. And we ain't never rose up and did no real damage to the United States of Amnesia. A lot of us love our oppressors. We in love with the slave master. You can't tell it's a lot of Americans. You can't tell them shit about America. A lot of black folks, you can't tell them nothing about America. Latinos too. My Latino brothers, my God, man. Put Blanco on their motherfucking census and shit.
And its impact on energy prices, which accounted for over 40% of the month-to-month increase in inflation.
About 30% of Americans have canceled their vacations. Gas prices is the beginning, then all of this inflation, and then the rest of the catastrophes roll out from here. And this is based on a ludicrous, insane market that believes that the war is almost over. Once they realize the war is not over, the oil prices are going to skyrocket and everything.
They said the same thing with Vietnam. It wasn't supposed to go on that long. Look what happened. You know what I'm saying? They dropped my daddy off in the middle of that shit. Changed his life forever.
Everything you're seeing here is going to greatly amplify. Buckle up and brace for impact because it's going to get much worse. And Trump says, I don't care. You guys aren't my donors. You don't have blackmail on me. And the other thing I heard from that clip is it doesn't look like Trump has any intention of wrapping this up. He keeps talking about, the stock market's gonna go down, could go down further. If he was gonna end the war, he'd never talk about the market going down. He'd talk about how it was gonna go up. And so I'm really worried that what's in his mind right now, based on what he said over the last 2 days, is, no, this is no big deal. The markets are up. Everything's gonna be fine.
That's because he kissed the ass of this devil right here. Atalo Yehudi Yahoo right here. Atah Mamzir, Atah Shaitan, Atah Goim, this dog. He trying to make sure everything he's doing is in the bidding of this devil right here. But if you pay attention, he went over there and then kissed the wall, and every president before him did except one. Who was the last president to say no to the Israelis? Who? Riddle me this. That's your homework. Look into that and figure out and find out who was the last motherfucking president to tell the Atalo Yehudi no about something. Look into that. You'll see, man, it's real talk.
Everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna go back in.
This just got retweeted by the Secretary of War.
Hey, I don't know who need to hit it.
Like I was just saying, you always can find you a motherfucking graham cracker somewhere. Listen to this dumbass.
You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of people be talking about America. Hey, if you don't like America, go to another country. I love this.
This nigga's an idiot. You let go to another country. Boss. We sick, boss? Our house? We sick? Know what my boy name on Django Unchained?
This country, I'll protect this.
Thank God.
Movie Glory and how they did the black men in that first cavalry in the United States, the first black regiment in the United States military. You need to look that up. See how they didn't even mention their names on the memorial till decades later. Then it's if not centuries later. It's the brother that was with the Harlem Hellfighters. The United States wouldn't even let them fight for the United States. They had to go fight for France in World War. I don't reckon. And we still step out here in front of these devils, man, like Crispus fucking addicts. The first man to get unalived in the Boston massacre. Most kids walking around right now don't know who the fuck he is. But he was the first to die in this quote unquote so-called revolution that brought about the birth of this shithole of a nation. World War II, World War I. But that one brother who got the highest honor that France could give, I forgot his name, but he took on like 20-something combatants to protect his boys, and he survived it. He didn't get a medal. He didn't get the Medal of Honor in the United Snakes of Amnesia till 2015. 2015. He fought in World War II. Didn't receive his accolades till way after his death. More than likely, probably his grandkids might have been gone by then. Or they probably was around my age or some shit. These motherfuckers, the devil the Bible speak of, I reckon. Y'all didn't tell this boy about that, did you? Did y'all tell him about the Buffalo Soldiers and how they had the worst equipment, the worst horses, but were still sent out to defend the United Snakes of fucking Hey, yo, man, that's why this youngster is gone, and it's going to be a whole lot more gone, because y'all not telling the kids.
Black men at Pearl Harbor, black men in Guadalcanal, in the Solomon Islands.
Shouts out to the brother minister, man.
In the Philippines, at Iwo Jima. Black men in North Africa fighting the Germans. Black men at Anzio Beach, at Palermo, at Naples, to free Rome, to free Paris, to free Europe. Damn it, we to build America, and America has rebuilt Germany and Japan, and the is still suffering in the streets of America.
On Watts motherfucking record. You don't know your history, you doomed to repeat it. We even fought in every fucking war in the history of this God-forsaken nation. And it still fuck us. You heard what the brother minister just said. Tell me where he lying at.
Robert Maxwell stole our nuclear secrets. The worst possible thing you could do. We didn't even...
Pay attention. Pay attention to that name, Robert Maxwell. Whatever your name Maxwell at, other than here. Jeffrey Epstein. Remember the bitch? Maxwell? This is her father.
Arrest him. And when I looked into why didn't we arrest Robert Maxwell, it would have caused an international incident that embarrassed Israel. Well, they should be embarrassed. They stole our nuclear secrets when they were pretending to be our allies. They
didn't stop there. They shared it with the Russians. They would. These devils, Amalek, Atayo Yehudi, Atashatan, Atamamzir, they're the reason why Russia was able to get the nuclear bomb when they did. They the ones gave it to them. Stole it from the United States, gave it to Russia, and secretly created their own nuclear program in Israel while lying to John F. Kennedy, to JFK. JFK wasn't with it. Told him, hell no, y'all can't have that. I'm going to cut off all y'all fucking support. A couple of months later, he was gone.
Should be deeply, deeply embarrassed. Not only was Robert Maxwell not arrested, he was allowed to buy textbooks in America.
I'm about to say, this is the same motherfucker responsible for our textbooks. That's why y'all don't know who the Khazarians are. That's why y'all don't know about Jekyll Island. That's why y'all don't know the real role that soccer fella and all these other elites played in the educational system in America. What did that devil say? We don't want thinkers, we want workers. So we gonna control your education. That's why America has a core curriculum, and our babies ain't allowed to learn nothing outside of that core curriculum, especially anything dealing with culture, true history of our people, and the truth about our position in the United Snakes of Amnesia right now today. Because of this devil.
America that go into our kids' schools. We're letting a traitor like that buy the textbooks that go into our kids' schools after he stole our nuclear secrets and eventually got a state funeral. Again, heroes welcome in Israel. Congratulations. Are we ever going to stand up for this country?
Never. Don't do low, dog. These motherfuckers is the devil, the Bible speak up. I don't care what nobody say. They match all 6 of the fucking things God hate. And the 7th, that's an abomination, they match that too. But Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. You gonna tell me these motherfuckers, you gonna try to tell me that these aren't the Edomites? That they're not the Amalekites? You gonna try to tell me when God said, Jacob have I loved and Esau have I hated, you gonna try to tell me God, the Alpha and Omega, the creator and animator of all things in existence, the eldest of days, didn't know what that devil was going to do the minute he was born? The children being not yet born, never having done no good or evil. But you going to try to tell me God didn't know what this dog was going to do when he was born? That's why he said, Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. His blessing is the sword. And with it, he shall subdue the earth. You take guns away from these dogs, they can't whoop nobody on the earth. They have to have an unfair advantage. That's why they don't want Iran to have a nuke. Everybody who got nukes, the unfair advantage is gone if you got nukes. And they know that. They trying to see to it nobody has nukes except who they can say have nukes. Didn't stop Pakistan from getting it. Didn't stop North Korea from getting it. And ever since they accomplished it, America done left them the fuck alone. Along with the fact that, when they damn near, won. That's one war they almost won. If it wasn't for China sending in 500,000 soldiers and bailing North Korea completely out. Yeah. Check it to your history. Yeah, that's why he's over there kissing ass. China ain't no plaything. America had an anti-Chinese act where they wouldn't allow Chinese into the United Snakes of Amnesia. They didn't remove that act until World War II when they needed to land their bombers in China after bombing Japan. It was fuck China till they needed China, just like now. America needs China right now. Please turn on Iran. If y'all would just turn on them, we can really do what we want to do with them. Y'all fighting a proxy war against us. Ain't that? Y'all the motherfucking authors of proxy wars. Get the fuck out the hood with that weak shit. Don't do low. But man, that's today's show, dawg. I told you we was going to follow up the last one. The question is asked. He say, she say. What the fuck does God say? On Dulo. Read the book. He going to destroy them who destroyed the earth. O virgin daughter of Babylon who ought to be destroyed. 1 hour. Thermonuclear destruction. That's coming to this place. Well, you live here too. If they attack with nukes, you gonna die too. So tell me something. Are you a Christian? Yeah, I believe in God. No, the fuck you don't. Did Noah die in the flood? Did Daniel get slaughtered in Babylon? Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, did they get slaughtered in Babylon? Did they walk the fuck out? We are God's chosen, man. We come back to his laws, statutes, and commandments, then he'll hear us. Return us and heal our land. But he already said, great is going to be the judgment against the nation that touched the children of Abraham. That took them into a land that they didn't know and forced them to be laborers for 400 years. God got something planned for y'all, man. And there's no escape. Motherfuckers, these devils are openly happy to go into these 76 things that God hates, and the seventh that's an abomination. But happy shall we be when we take thy little one and dash him against the motherfucking stone. Hey, on Dulo, dog, it's so much information. I got more to go. And I'm gonna keep dumping it on y'all, making sure y'all know what's up, what's going on, and what's happening. That's my job. Shouts out to all my loved ones. Shouts out to all four corners of Watts. I love every one of y'all, man. I pray for y'all. I don't pray for this fucking world because my master didn't pay for this fucking world. To be in love with this world is to be an enemy of God. Now people study trying to get into bed with these devils. But we've always had those who wanted to make a covenant with the heathen because they don't want to suffer no hardships. Oprah Winfrey, Gail Harris, Officer Tatum, and this fucking Owens, you too, bitch. All these low ass, he's very intelligent. Yeah, they're intelligent enough because they're intelligent enough to think about how to survive. If it means if this be treason, let's make the best of it. They're a bunch of goddamn Benedict and Shenedict Arnolds against their own fucking people. On Dulo. I'm just keeping it 400. People can say what the fuck they want, dog. I ain't got no time to play, man. I'm not no YG no more. I ain't got no time to tenderfoot around with y'all. You don't have no time to tenderfoot. If you are a descendant of the Black, Latino, and Native Americans through patrilineage, your father, you got an obligation to come back to God's law, statutes, and commandments, man. You don't have a lot of time. You walking around right now thinking that you in good. I just got to have faith in Christ. Faith without works is dead. Christ said, keep my Father's commandments. Period. Christ, he did away with that. You stupid. Just like y'all think he said it's all right to eat pork because of Peter's dream. You motherfuckers don't understand the word. You err. thinking you understand. But I done had my rant time, dog. Like I said, I love y'all to death, love y'all to life. Till next time, man. Hey, whether it be here in the kingdom, we all gonna see each other again soon, man. Shouts out to all my loved ones, dog. On record. We'll see each other soon. Cause my master gonna level this place soon. On Dulo. Shouts out to all four corners of Watts. Shouts out to the diaspora. I pray for them. I pray not for this world. Period. End of story. Till then, dog, until the next time, man, we'll be back up in here, man, to finish this shit off. Keep giving y'all this information. If you know it, you know it. If you don't, now you do. And if you know it now, man, like, share, subscribe. Put your people up on shit. We the only motherfuckers in America running around here all in Houston and shit, passing around STDs like everything is okay. Still partying and snapping our finger. That's exactly what the fuck the Babylonians was doing when the Persians walked in. And you know what? Some of our people was doing it with them. And you know what? They perished there. You motherfuckers keep loving Babylon. God got something for you for loving this wickedness. Until the next time, man. Shouts out to all my beloved. Keeping it 10 toes down on them 10-fold grounds, representing East Side ours because the East Side is ours. Yo, drum major for justice. Bam Bam Belly Yum on the Watch 3 Sons, man. Until next time, keep breathing. Do your part to make the world better that you can have you leave your kids in one day. Oh, excuse me. But until then, dog, hey, yo, man, I had a good time, man. We'll see y'all the next time. Later.
What's up, family? It's your boy Bam Bam Bellion. Let's talk about what's up, what's happening, and what's going on. Shouts out to the four corners. Welcome to the What's Going On show, 10 toes on 10 foes.
It's your boy JB, and we cruising through the east. Sidewise, what's going on? Everybody, what's going on? What's going on? Watch California. Leave a comment in the section, we can have a conversation. Talk about what's going on. It's your boy JB, and we cruising through the east. Sidewise, what's going on? Every day we in the streets trying to bring about peace. Let's try and see what's going on. In East Side Watch California. It's your boy JB. We're cruising through the east. Side Watch. What's going on? Everybody, what's going on? What's going on? Watch California. Leave a comment in the section, we can have a conversation.